She had me believing that there was two girls, one with a British accent and the other, she was completely fearless.
Let me ask you something. Are they any good?
Nope. But I don't want to be a babysitter to a bunch of juvenile delinquents who just want to get out of detention.
There's a moment in the film when you or Coach Mitchell and Jay Hernandez begin coaching the fellas, and you give them this lesson on how not to be spotted as a beginner. And I loved that lesson. When you were coming up as an actor, Dennis, who was someone that we know that gave you the business, gave you the ropes?
Jack Nicholson, actually. I just got out to LA and my brother got a part in a movie called Missouri Breaks. It was Marlon Brando and Jack Nicholson. And so I drove my brother's car up to Montana, and on my very first movie set, I'm watching these actors, my real heroes. We hung out at Jack Nicholson's house every night. He and Randy were good friends. They'd done Last Detail together. But Jack was very open, very generous. That gave me a lot of encouragement.
Now I see where the name Jack came from for your...
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, that's true. And that is a true story that we named him Jack after that.
How do you help Jack, your son, navigate Hollywood now?
Well, he doesn't really need all that much help. He kind of watched everything growing up. His mom's Meg Ryan, and he had me, but it was also just separately. Nobody pushed him into being an actor, and it was just always a part of him. And he was 4 years old, and he's carrying around a video camera, making little movies and the like. And he's still doing that. And he just loves it so much. And he did it the right way. He, really was in the drama department in high school and didn't want him to be a child actor with all that pressure that went with it. Got his own agent. And the next thing I know, his first movie is Hunger Games. And the second thing he's working with Martin Scorsese. And so it was like, hey, Jack, how about a little help here myself?
Dad, can you use a little help? No, you don't. You don't need any help at all.
Yeah.
I'll ask you about this. You mentioned Meg Ryan, co-parenting with her. What is that relationship like? How is that?
She's a great mom. She was a really great mom.
One of my first intros to you was Parent Trap. Could you see Jack maybe one day, 10 years later, be Nick in a sequel or something?
I'm sure he'll find his own thing. He might find that a little weird.
Recently, Lisa Ann Walter, she actually, she played the nanny, and she said that she would love a reunion with the Parent Trap cast.
We had a reunion about during COVID. In fact, we had a reunion when we got together in a podcast. And I remember that we had a London premiere of the Parent Trap. Went over for that and met the Queen.
Wow,
that was really something. And Haley Mills, the original Parent Trap twin, came to. I had such a crush on her when I was a kid, and she came to the premiere. That was really special.
Have you spoken to Lindsay at all?
Yeah, I have. In fact, she sent a video wishing me happy birthday yesterday. I got that, and thank you, Lindsay. This is really sweet.
I love it.
Wish you all the best.
She's a parent now. Have you given her any parenting advice?
I think she doesn't need my advice. I think, it's like being a parent is just you let go. Let go, let God.
What do you think about her as a mother now? I mean, you literally were her dad in this movie, and now look at her. She's a mama.
I think she'll be a great mom. I really do. She's a beautiful, beautiful person. When she came to screen test, and I think she was 11. And wow, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I know what I was like at 11, and she just had such control over her talent and what she was doing. And during the shooting, I mean, she had me believing that there was two girls, one with a British accent and the other, she was completely fearless.
Yeah. Where would Nick Parker be?
Nick Parker, I guess he'd be sipping some of the wines out of his vineyard, not traveling too far from home.
Does he have a cane with him too?
No, there's no cane involved.
All right, now, Nick. Is Nick still with Elizabeth?
Oh, with yes, he's still with Elizabeth. And Natasha, God bless her, she passed from us, about 10 years ago, and she's so sorely missed. What a beautiful, beautiful woman. Great person.
I want to know why you said yes to this script.
Well, it's the first film out of our production company that my wife Laura, along with our partner Ben Howard, started a couple of years ago, and it's our first film. It's made, and that's a great feeling. And we want to do like inspirational stories, underdog stories, and American stories, and this really fits the bill for that. This is a true story as well.
What scene would you say you're most proud of and most excited for viewers to see?
Well, for me, and I have a different thing, but it's these kids who learned to play golf really in the short amount of time that they had. They really came a long way, and they did an incredible job. Great actors. These 5 kids, play the boys in the film, and the story is these 5 Mexican American kids who grew up down the border of Texas, Del Rio. They were caddies at a country club. Mm-hmm. They couldn't play at this country club because the time of segregation back then. They built their own golf course in the desert, which was one hole with several ways to come at it, and started their own golf team in high school, which Jay Hernandez's character, he was the coach. And they won the Texas State Championship their very first year at the country club where they couldn't play. And so it's so uplifting. It reminds us of who we used to be as a country and how far we've come, and where we still need to go.